Welcome back to another Trade Journal video. This is Trade Journal number 60. And before I jump into this week's trades, don't forget to like and subscribe so you can stay up to date on all of my trades. So jumping into one of the first positions that I am still in is on AAPL or Apple. I'm in on a poor man's covered call. And right now, I'm only in on the long position. So usually I would sell weekly calls against it, but given how the price has dropped, I haven't been selling calls against it. I'm hoping that with earnings coming up on the 28th of October, price will start to move to a higher position where I can then start to sell calls against it. My other thought is that maybe I'll start selling monthly calls or calls that have a month until expiration so that I can still collect some premium and then maybe even sell at a really good price. Similar situation on Facebook. I want to do poor man's covered calls on this. Got in at a really bad time, so the price has really dropped. My options here would be to sell weekly calls at a lower strike price, which could get risky in case price spikes back up. Or again, I might start thinking about doing the monthly calls so I can still make some premium and still sell at a good position. Again, hoping that with earnings coming up on the 25th for Facebook, we can see this price move back up a bit. The only other trade that I have, and this one is for next week, is on TQQQ. So on TQQQ, I entered a poor man's covered call, and I entered that trade today. So I got into TQQQ on the long side or buying a leap call option when the price was right around $135, so like right around here. And I sold a weekly call at the $139 strike price. So let me go ahead and add in a line for that. So right here at this blue line. So ideally the price will go up over the next week and close somewhere around $139. I sold this weekly call for $120. If this does close above it or get closer to it, I can go ahead and close out the entire poor man's covered call, both the long side and the short side, for potentially somewhere between $200 to $400 in max profit. So we'll see how that plays out. For me, pretty light trading week, didn't really take a lot of positions, didn't sell many calls. My thoughts going into this next week and as we enter a time period closer to earnings is kind of watch the Apple position, watch the Facebook position, see how they move, and if they start to move higher, I'll start to sell calls more aggressively. And then if we see any other big dips, I might add another option to this TQQQ position. So all in all for this week, $0 in profit, but for next week we have $120 guaranteed and potentially more depending on how this TQQQ position moves. And I might add in some positions for Apple and Facebook kind of as we get closer to earnings here. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave those down below. If you want to see my stock analysis on any stocks, again, leave those down below as well. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next week.